Twitter.com/
Cody, why are you always trying to talk during the intro, dude? It's so fucking
Cody,
frustrating, bro.
Listen, I've had a long day. Just give me this, okay?
Okay, so what's good, my guys? You're listening to a pilot podcast. This is a podcast in which we review the pilot of a TV show and tell you whether the show is really worth continuing on based on what we thought of that initial pilot. What shows are we talking about today?
Today we're talking about Ginny and Georgia, the Netflix original, and Dead to Me, which I believe is another Netflix original, right?
As is most things.
Yeah.
Pretty much in general.
Netflix double whammy.
They're just taking over. Double teamed by Netflix.
That sounded like a not professional but trying to be professional wrestlers like finishing move. Netflix double whammy.
Netflix double whammy.
Oh, God.
They're sponsored by Netflix.
I'm a Netflix original gangster.
When he's asking people to tap out, he just goes, "Are you still watching?
Are you still watching?" I can't.
Are you still watching?
Are you still watching? Next episode starts in 10, 9.
It's not even him. It's a bunch of people pretending to be him. That's his final move.
Gosh.
I'm HBO Max. I'm Amazon Prime. Whoopah.
Papa.
I'm Hulu. I feel like the Hulu guy's like mastering kung fu. I don't know why.
And you said Huru.
Yeah.
I also feel like his name would be like Hulu Uwu.
That's the worst. Ow, Logan is clawing my knee because he's laughing so much.
Hulu Uwu's everything. That's the name of my first child.
No, absolutely not.
I want a shirt that literally says Hulu Uwu on it.
Hulu Uwu Tyler.
No, absolutely not.
Oh, Dad, you heard it here first. He's gonna be so proud of me.
Oh, yeah.
I gotta go babysit Hulu. My kid's a fuck up. I gotta go watch Hulu.
Well, anyways, hi. Welcome to our podcast. We already said what we do. We didn't say who we are, though. I'm Frani.
I'm CL/Cody.
Yes.
I am the one known across the podcast cosmos as Logan.
All right.
You might have heard Average Joe interviews with Logan Tyler on youtube.com/Logan Tyler because your boy got his domain. What up?
What up?
Blowing up.
Okay. That's my quick plug.
Yeah.
He's famous in the podcast cinematic universe.
Podcast. I'm literally the Thanos of the podcast world.
So we're starting with also the Ginny and Georgia was a Cody suggestion, I believe, and then Dead to Me was a me suggestion, right?
So for once, I have no influence.
No suggestions on this from Logan.
This one's gonna do the worst.
You're fucking mean. Get out of here.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm sorry. They're like, what? 2 popular shows. Where's the obscure bullshit Logan likes?
Scratch her back. Scratch her back.
Only 5 people have seen it. Like the Clerks pilot. You remember that when we did that?
Oh, yeah. That was crazy. This is going to be way different.
Definitely way different.
Cody, do you want to start us off with the Wikipedia?
Of course. So Ginny and Georgia is an American dramedy streaming television series created by Sarah Lampert that was released on Netflix in February of 2021. The show follows Jenny Miller, a 15-year-old who is more mature than her 30-year-old mother. And that's basically it. She has a little brother. They live in New England after her stepfather dies. Drama and chaos ensue.
Yeah, I mean, I'd say that's it. So, Cody, I forget, have you seen like this whole show through?
I have seen this whole show through.
Okay, gotcha. So we can have spoiler talk. Okay. So how we normally do this for anybody listening, we first we talk about the pilot with no other spoilers, and then if we have spoiler talk, we timestamp it below. And
Yes,
this time it seems
if
like we will.
If you're listening on Spotify or something, you can't really timestamp things, but in the description it'll say the minute and all that good stuff.
Yeah.
So you'll be able to find where to skip to. I know that some people like to listen to this podcast like after watching the whole show, and other people actually look to it to be like, should I fucking watch this shit? So
Yeah.
that's why we leave the timestamps.
Yay.
So,
what did you guys think of this show?
it's the fucking worst.
It's balls, dude. And I'll tell you why.
It's so bad.
Okay.
So bad.
Okay, I wasn't sure if you like loved it, and I've got some like hot takes on it, and I hate this with a passion. Actually,
First of all, that mom is going to fuck that boy across the street, right?
Okay, literally. We'll get to it, but like I have like a long list of notes that I had when I first watched the show, and I was like, she's totally gonna slam that underage boy, isn't she?
I love how I just said we're not gonna spoil anything, and then I'm the first person to spoil something.
God,
but I didn't see it. It's just so obvious. Okay, so this show.
Maybe you didn't spoil something. I'll let you know.
I'll go ahead and I'll read you the text I sent to Franny while watching it.
Yeah, we were texting. We watched this one separately because I like kind of watched it while I was at work and stuff. And Logan watched it at home, and yeah, it's
I said if Gilmore Girls and Gone Girl were
which
related,
I was thinking the same fucking. Sorry. Anyways, continue.
You gotta let me finish my quote here.
Continue.
I said if Gilmore Girls and Gone Girl were related, like both of them had the last name Jacobson, for instance, and they fucked and had an extra toe webbed ass fucking incest child, it'd still be much better than the show.
I love that.
The audio couldn't handle Cody laughing so hard that it like broke up.
It like broke up. But,
yeah.
No, this show is it's offensive and how woke it's trying to be. It's totally Black Christmas. In the sense of the 2019 Black Christmas. I'm not talking about the classic, but the most current one is like basically like it's going woke and going broke. Like it's just like going way too aggressively at something to the point where it seems disingenuine. Like it is a legitimate problem that people like there's this scene where she like lashes out at one of her teachers because they're having them do like all old white people readings and stuff, like reading like J.D. Salinger and shit. And I think that's a legitimate issue, and they turned that shit into a fucking cartoon.
Yeah, they did.
Also, that kid is a fucking dweeb, and I'd fight him if I met him.
The son?
Yeah. Fuck that kid.
Yeah, like, so they ripped scenes exactly from Gilmore Girls, too, in the pilot.
Oh, yeah, by the way, I feel like this is important to say. Gilmore Girls, I'm sorry.
Like, I'm a like
Girls,
Cody and I
I'm
are
sorry.
both mega Gilmore Girls fans, and this is like offensive.
I'm
honestly.
not like it's still like Gilmore Girls is still bad, guys. But like,
nope.
No, it definitely is bad.
It's good.
I can point
it knows
out why
what
it's
it
bad.
wants to be, and it
great.
does it.
But at least it's like competent. Like this was embarrassing.
Yeah, like okay, we'll go over what happens in the pilot. But Cody, the fucking when the mom comes to the school scene in this, like her hot mom comes to pick up her daughter from school, and all the kids gawk at her, and they're like, "That's Ginny's mom" on her fucking first day of a new school in New England. In New England, that is ripped straight from fucking Gilmore. It's like if Gilmore Girls was trying to happen.
Wait, Gilmore Girls did that?
No.
Oh.
Yeah, Gilmore Girls did that scene too,
wow.
pretty much. Yeah,
that's the dumbest scene ever. In 2 shows, did it?
2 shows did it
like that. It was kind of like there's a scene in the second episode of Gilmore Girls where like she's like, I'm so pissed off. I have like hot parents because her mom was getting picked up on her first day of school by a teacher or like a parent or something like that.
Yeah,
so
like,
it was like more well executed, but no, this was trash.
And then like just the way it's shot like it's trying to be like, it looks to me like an Orkin commercial.
But what I was saying.
Oh, okay. Continue your thought. I was just feeling very inspired.
Orkin commercial.
Like it's shot like a shitty daytime commercial.
It really is.
The whole show is uninspired as fuck, and it plays bad pop music the whole time, and it is trash.
But I have my little thesis. I have like a Madison style thesis.
They might not know who
from our
that
other
is.
podcast. But so it's like if Gilmore Girls was trying to take place in 2021 and like raise the stakes and make it more edgy. Like it's trying to be woke like Gilmore Girls did for its time. It was pretty woke. But like it ripped the mother-daughter archetypes off of Gilmore Girls. Like the mom is like kind of slutty and like smart and sophisticated. But the daughter is nerdy and uncomfortable with herself and super into books. Cody, did you know we'd hate this?
Oh, yeah. I absolutely knew it. But I get what you're saying. It's definitely a ripoff. They even say it, like the show's tagline is, we're like the Gilmore Girls with bigger boobs.
Yeah,
and it's like,
which I hated. I hated
kill yourself.
that.
Also, like, not really. Y'all weren't even packing heat, dude. I was unimpressed.
Neither of them. I'm pretty sure both of the women in Gilmore Girls have bigger boobs than these ladies. So
I don't know. That
False.
one girl spit like Pinocchio in Gilmore Girls. I'm not sure if that's true.
I was talking about the mom and daughter. Who are you talking about that's about like Pinocchio?
The daughter from Gilmore Girls.
Oh, Alexis Bledel?
Yeah.
I mean, she grows up.
No.
She becomes a real boy.
Yeah.
When she acts bad, her nose gets
But
bigger.
like, it literally just raises the stakes. Like instead of being like a slice of life, it's like we're edgy and there's a secret plot line going on beneath the surface.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
Which it was so bad. Are we gonna
Also,
go over
like
what
her
happens?
mom's a murderer. Like,
Yeah,
what a
so,
bitch.
It centers around this girl, like Cody said, and her mom, their relationship. She had her when her daughter was 15. It picks up the same place Gilmore Girls does, where her daughter is the same age that she was when she had her. And it's made pretty known right away that the mother's like single. She's kind of like free spirited. They also have a son too, but he's just kind of cucked out of any enjoyment in life.
That kid, I'd fight that kid, dude. That kid
God,
sucks.
that kid has no voice in the world, and you'll see. You can fucking tell in the first episode that kid is just shushed all the time.
That kid's gonna get pegged in his adult
Yeah,
life.
he's gonna get fucking pegged so hard. But yeah, it centers around them. They move around a lot. And it picks up, and they're moving to this new town because her stepdad just died, and he was kind of creepy, but we don't know that yet until the last fucking 2 minutes of the episode.
I kind of figured.
Yeah, but so they're moving to this new town, and she's gonna start over. And the mom makes a promise to her kids that like she's not going to get involved with anybody. Because they make it very clear that like they just kind of move wherever the mommy's next boyfriend is. So they move there. She meets this like edgy high school boy who's rebellious and smokes weed, and antics ensue. I mean, she goes to school. She meets a bunch of super woke, annoying fucking Gen Zers, whatever the fuck they're supposed to be. And she goes on a date. She has sex for the first time. She gets fingered, and we get to know every fucking detail of it. What else happens? Oh yeah, the mom keeps having weird flashbacks to like her fucked up childhood.
She also blackmails a man into serving school lunch.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know?
So much happens in this pilot.
Franny.
Oh, Adobe Flash. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, don't interrupt our recording, Adobe Flash. That's the sex robot Madison can meet, Adobe Flash.
Oh God.
Anyway, you people don't understand what any of that means. But what were you even just saying?
I
Like,
was just saying random plot points from this because I hate it and I refuse to call it cohesive.
it's just like the mom. Okay, yeah, she forces that guy to serve school lunch, which is ridiculous.
because she's trying to fuck.
She has kids fight, and then she blackmails the kid like, if you blah 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 tell anybody that my son just punched you right in your fucking face, I'm gonna tell on you. And it's like, what even is that? If I was that kid, I'd be like, she hit me, send her to jail. I know how much power I had as a kid. I'd be like, she touched my wiener, dude, get her out of here. And he was just like, yeah, okay, have your kid punch me in the face. I'll be a total simp about it. And especially when you get punched by that kid.
Oh, and the mom like gets weed from the edgy neighbor teen.
Steals it, right?
Steals it, yeah.
She just approaches and says, give me that weed. Isn't that pretty much what happens?
Pretty much.
She's a fucking classless whore.
She is a classless whore.
Classless. No class at all. Fucking classless.
God, we're gonna
skank.
get so much hate for this because I know people are fucking loving this show. It's so like, okay, you can tell the types that like love this show.
Okay,
like,
let's slow down there.
No, but they're like living vicariously through it.
The unstable. Are you about to use what I said?
Yeah.
So
pretty much.
I said this earlier. I said, I think kids in their lives need to move at least once so they have like a big moving experience, that excitement. Because I'm sick of all you boring ass kids who stayed in one place their whole lives thinking that this is art when actually it's just you wanting to move and meet new people. Because that's what the show is. It's move and meet new people porn.
Kind of, yeah.
I mean, like
She,
no
makes a friend immediately.
No offense, not to call you out, Cody, but I could totally see you liking the show.
But he didn't.
I moved out. What are you talking about?
That's true,
Oh,
but
yeah,
but
did.
you also
Eat it.
but you also, while you were the kid that never went anywhere, though, you like fell in love with these kind of shows. You
This
like
show's hot garbage.
this? Okay, so then why'd you watch the whole thing then?
Okay, listen. Because
I was considering
The sun was in my eyes, and
this show is like the kind of car wreck that you can't look away from. And
I looked away
was
as soon as I could, and it
I
wasn't hard.
I wanted to see how the travesty ended. And I'm really like mad I did.
I'm really mad. I'm really mad I did.
You know,
When I thought this was gonna be, I got it confused with Grace and Frankie, and I was really excited to watch Grace and Frankie, and then it ended up being this, and I was really disappointed.
you know when
we can watch that too.
I'm sure it's good. I'm sure it's better than this.
when I got to the
I
end
watched
of
it. I
the
like it.
when I got to the end of the
Spoiler.
first episode, I thought, you know, this is the kind of trash that maybe after the next episode I'll like it a little more. Like maybe I'll end up watching the whole thing just out of morbid curiosity. And then I watched 5 minutes of the next episode and it got way too cringy and horrible. The whole like fucking thing about like a mask.
Oh my god,
Like,
you showed me that
makeup being a
scene.
mask. I literally had to show Logan that scene because I hated it so much.
My mask is that I'm a beautiful girl in high school that everybody wants to fuck.
I never take down my mask. Like, shut the fuck up. And like, oh, they just made an edgy Rory.
Well, what bothers me is it's kind of similar her character arc to Rory's because this is
I bet. I'm
Cody.
so fucking convinced.
Cody,
this is kind of spoiler talk though, so I don't know.
Cody, you know, do
We can
you
just say
ever
fuck
watch
it
Dragon
for
Ball
this
Z? Or do you know what it is?
No.
Do you know what it is?
I do know what Dragon Ball is. Yes.
So, you know how there's a Goku Black? This chick is Rory Black.
Oh god, she's actually black, though.
It's so stupid.
Dude, I'm right though. I'm literally right. Tell me I'm wrong. That's what I thought.
Wow. Anyway,
That's what I thought.
moving past that travesty. Anyway.
But yeah, you can tell us when we get to spoiler talk about like the Rory type shit. But yeah, like I mean
There's
the
a lot
whole
of that.
like she's into English, like she takes advanced classes.
She likes to get fingered with 2 fingers.
Oh, we didn't need to know that. We didn't need that part of that scene.
This is a garbage fire. So I did write down kind of in a very like diatribe way. I was kind of like stream of consciousness just in my notes app, writing what I was thinking of the show as it was happening. I'm like reading through it now, and a lot of it I'm like, wait, what happened?
Oh god.
The first line is, damn, Gilmore Girls is different. It's like they even have the same G alliteration because they're Ginny and Georgia.
Oh my god.
No, it's clearly they were clearly inspired. There's a fucking guy who runs a restaurant that there's like a slight romantic interest possibility with.
Yeah. Ooh, and another hot take. Oh yeah, true. I didn't get that. But what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, instead of having like
no more singing on the podcast, guys.
And the like friend too felt like very much like the rest of what like Lorelai normally is. Like her like I don't know. The friend felt like a filler character that was supposed to be like the in between the mom and like another like friend character. It was just kind of fucking weird. The friendship didn't make sense.
It didn't, and
it
also
felt so forced.
And like it's just like the way they throw at you that she's lesbian is like, okay, well, then why is she so excited for this clearly hot new chick in town to go on a date with a dude? You know what I mean?
Well,
like
she was even like, "Are you gay? There's no good gay people here."
She checked out the mom hardcore in the fucking scene when they were getting ready.
And that was inappropriate, by the way.
Yeah, that was really...
That was crazy. That was crazy.
The whole
I'm sorry. If you're getting dressed with my teenage daughter in the room, no.
Who's gay?
You need to go to jail.
Who's
you
gay?
You need to go to jail.
Like, it's not even like a weird YMCA locker room we don't talk about it thing. Like, this is a gay teenager who does not need to see your old ass titties flopping in her face.
Yeah.
Absolutely out of the question.
Gosh, I'm gonna be that age in 4 years. Am I gonna have like the sad old boob?
I know.
Is
the fact that I'm closer to the mom's age than the kid's age fucked me up for sure. When I thought about that, I was like, that really fucks me up, dude. I don't like that.
Yep.
Wait, am I?
Yep.
Hold on.
No, you're closer to her age.
Wow, I'm right at the border, you old men.
We're old white men. We're in charge.
Listen, I will feed you a plant and make you crash your crop. Okay? I just had a stroke.
I was going to say, are you trying to say the ending of the episode, or are you trying to catch a break?
I mean, hey, it's fine. It's fine if I spoil the end of the episode. It's the episode.
Yeah, it's that episode. Yeah, no, that's seriously, you can, yeah.
You know what?
Yeah.
The ending of the episode was an extra shocker to me because I was watching this on my phone and my phone kept crashing on like the last 2 minutes. So it's like, okay, like if I don't get to watch the last 2 minutes, what more could happen after she fucking gets fingered by that one guy? Like, what more could really happen? So I was gonna like take it as a loss and like not watch the rest of the episode if I didn't have time. But I finally got my phone to work and I watched it. And I was like, okay, a lot fucking happened.
It's an hour long and everything happens in the last 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And it's a painful hour, dude. It hurts. It hurts really bad.
It was bad.
It hurts. And like that kid that goes on a date with her. Oh,
ridiculous.
I wanted him to die. I wanted him to cease living. He was so awful. He hurt my ears and my eyes. It was awful.
This is a bad show.
And
this is a bad show.
I really hate the brother too. I just wanted to say, like, if there's any kids his age that want to fight him, they should do it. Because he sucks. I hate him. I hate his acting. I hate his demeanor. I hate, like, his role in the show, that he's just, like, he's the thing that makes the mom feel like a mom, pretty much. That's the only reason he's there. It's, like, the only reason he exists, to make the mom seem more mom-like, because otherwise it's just, like, a weird older roommate.
Yeah.
Yep. I agree.
He's like, I like Harry Potter. And I'm like, I wish you'd fucking drown. Like, I hate him. I hate him, dude. He bothered me more than any other character.
It's so funny.
When he said, I like this bacon donut. I'm like, well, you can live outside. I hate you.
I'm sure that's exactly how the mom feels too. She's not very good at being a mom.
Yeah, no, she seems like a terrible mom. Also,
there's one part where she's like, it's me and you against the world, kid. And I was like, that's super fucked. You have 2 kids.
She literally, the daughter says that. She goes, what about Austin? This is glamorizing like child neglect.
It really is.
Oh, yeah.
But so was Gilmore Girls, so that's cool.
You never get the vibe that she's neglected in Gilmore Girls. You get the vibe that these kids are neglected.
I mean, these kids are like one step from foster care, to be honest.
Exactly.
Rory was one step from going and living in her grandparents' mansion.
Yeah, like the stakes were never this high.
It's bad. It's so bad.
Yeah, yeah, it's really not okay.
I just want to ask, why is it that every time, like, douchey, like, supposedly sexy teenage boy comes in and, like, talks to her and flirts to her, a creepy pop song pops up in the background?
No, I was
thinking, he shows up and he looks at her and it's like, da-da-da.
I wrote down bad pop music because it's true. There'd be like a moment, and then like there'd be like a little rap moment, like when she's like in the car, it's like, and it's just like, this is awful. Because now they're in where are they now? Where do they live now? Like they went somewhere boring, right? Like Massachusetts or some shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, and then like fucking hardcore rap starts playing. I'm like, what's gangster about Massachusetts, dog? This is gonna be the whitest place you've ever been in your whole life. And like, it's tonally terrible. Like the pop music that goes along with the scenes don't even fucking match. It feels like you're watching an MTV like drama show, like Skins US or some shit. It's fucking bad. It's bad. It feels cheap and bad.
I will say my favorite scene in the entire show is literally in the first 5 minutes where they're driving and listening to It Wasn't Me.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that kind of gave me okay vibes.
And they ripped it off of Us right off the bat.
Yeah.
Literally just Us.
This is so bad, guys.
And that also felt like a very Gilmore Girls thing to do, to drive around in the car and like have just a scene of the mother and daughter like talking
just
about or like listening to like older music
also, like,
for the time.
The
like
car
20-year-old
picnic
music.
didn't feel right to me. Like it's supposed to be like a sweet moment, but it just made me think they were going to go to jail.
It was supposed to be like a quirky thing that
feel
like fucking
good.
Gilmore Girls would have done.
Yeah, but it would have worked on that show because those characters are endearing.
Yeah.
And these ones feel like they're like cancer.
Like CPS needs called. That's how it feels.
No, I hate the kids too. I want them to have bad lives. Like, I hate them that much. They suck. I hate them. I hate all the characters in this. I hate the fucking mayor, Mayor Buttigieg and shit over there, acting like he's gonna actually fuck this mom when he's clearly gay. Did we all see the same mayor?
I'm not saying anything yet.
Oh my god, he's gay.
Oh god,
isn't he?
I'm so excited.
Is he gay? Did I
talk.
nail it? Did I fucking nail it? Did he nail a guy?
Let me tell you who my favorite character on the show is.
Who?
The diner owner.
The wannabe Luke?
Yes.
Comes off
Do you know
gruff,
why?
but has a heart of gold, I'm guessing.
Exactly. He's undyingly loyal. He's a hermit, so he never leaves the house, and he's responsible enough to run a business.
That's
the
Luke.
perfect man.
That is Luke.
That's the perfect man.
I'm so frustrated by this show. It like wants to.
He even wears plaid.
It like acts like it wants to like honor its source material, but it just makes a mockery of it.
Also, it doesn't claim it's its source material because Gilmore Girls is not being paid for this excursion.
I know. When they should be paid. It's ripped off of it.
Yeah.
To its
definitely.
core.
It's crazy because it's a Netflix original, and isn't Gilmore Girls tight with Netflix?
Yes, it's on there.
Yep. They even did like their year in the life special on Netflix.
Did you hear that like monkey noise that
It's
it
little-
made?
Speaking of, there's monkeys loose in the greater Cincinnati area.
Oh yeah, in
recently.
our old neighborhood.
Yeah.
Hide your kids.
Wait, but did you hear about that, Cody?
I did, yes, because it's everywhere.
Yeah.
Someone posted a picture of they took a picture of one of the female ones in the backyard and sent it to their friend and said, "Look at this hottie," when the gorilla was in the backyard.
Yeah.
It's like, wouldn't you be scared shitless it was gonna rip your face off? Would you not have any time to make a joke like that?
For any of those not in the area that don't know what we're talking about, recently in the greater Cincinnati area, Price Hill to be exact, 5 monkeys from somebody's private collection of monkeys got loose and just had a fucking baller time on the streets. They were like 5 feet tall. I heard.
Said they were mainly eating garbage out of garbage cans.
Yeah. They were just chilling.
There's pictures. Love this show.
There's pictures of them in trees as 5 feet tall beings. I don't know. It's pretty fucking scary. Oh,
Did
God.
they get caught? I didn't hear the update.
I don't know if anybody caught the monkeys.
So I guess if you're out in Price Hill, be careful.
Yeah. We'll update on the second part of this episode about the monkeys if we remember to. But
If we remember to.
I feel like
We're unprofessional.
should we
True.
should we rate this? Can we do a fuck, marry, kill? No, they're all children.
No, we can
Well,
definitely
we could do the adult.
We can
Oh, yeah.
fuck, marry, and kill these people.
Yeah. Okay, Logan, give us it. Fuck, marry,
I'd
kill.
kill the kid.
The son?
Yeah, he's dead. I'd murder him. But I'd make sure to fuck his mom in front of him before I did it, and then I'd marry his sister. Child marriage.
You'd have a child bride?
Yeah,
All right.
that seems like the end of my cycle. If I start my day with murdering a kid, I think I can marry one at the end of it.
Balance. All right. I'd fuck the mayor so I could have juicy blackmail.
What the fuck? What the fuck? What the fuck? Did you hear that, Cody?
I'd
You'd fucking guy just get blackmail if you asked him. I'm sure he'd be okay with it.
I'd kill the mother brutally.
Dude, Franny's crazy. Hold on.
And then I'd marry the diner owner.
How are you still
Because
talking
I'm
like
also
you're
a
normal?
hermit.
How are you still talking like you're normal, dude?
I don't know.
That's the most fucked up thing I've ever heard. That is,
Says the man who was like, "Yeah, I'll kill him and marry his
you
sister."
you fuck the mayor just to get blackmail? You fuck the mayor just to get juicy goss?
Maybe I can
We're
use it
talking about fucking the mayor.
for extortion purposes only.
It's like, what? It's so gross. It's so awful. I'd rather kill a kid.
Holy crap. Okay.
You guys okay?
No.
Brandy, you're just so fucking demented, dude. I hope you realize one day how creepy that was. That's the creepiest thing ever.
I'm sorry.
That is like so fucking. It's like Stephen King shit. So creepy.
He's already kind of a
No, stop talking.
politician, you know?
Okay, don't make it worse.
Isn't it not, Cody? Am I crazy or is it gross?
I think what both of you said is gross, and I don't know why you're shaming her.
Logan.
It's like it was both bad.
We have a bucket of slime
What?
that we've been playing with in the studio.
It's so cold.
And I just convinced Logan to stick his hand directly into the bucket.
Cody,
Okay,
it was so
I'm
cold.
gonna
Oh yeah, who's your fuck, marry, kill?
I'm gonna marry the diner owner.
Yeah,
Duh.
that's what I did too.
I'm gonna. He's kind of like a Jack Kerouac, so I'm gonna slam the dad, like her real dad.
Okay. We didn't get to meet the adult version of him yet.
No, but I would have had I would have been like, "You're so cool," if I had met him when we were teenagers.
Oh, gotcha.
There's a lot of murder potential. Who would I kill?
What did you say,
I said we saw the dad in the pilot.
Logan? Yeah, we saw the teenage version of him.
Yeah, that's not what he was saying though.
I guess.
I mean,
but he
ideally no, but
he sees
but,
the dad
I mean,
later because he's
Oh,
seen the whole
okay.
show. But okay, who
Yeah.
would you kill?
I would murder the crap. There's a lot that I would kill.
You know, a show's good when you can't decide who you'd kill.
I know. I was like, there's a lot of
Just make it the-
possibility here.
Make it the little.
I'm gonna
brother,
kill the main
dude.
character. I'm gonna kill Ginny.
Wow, you're gonna kill the other kid?
Yeah, she's insufferable. I hate her.
Yeah, she seems awful.
Like, there's no redeeming quality
She's
there.
no
She's
fun.
awful. Yeah,
just
she's bad.
bitching.
She pretends to know a band Okay.
God.
Oh, we all know a bitch like that. We all know a bitch like that.
Oh my God. The Godsmack.
Oh, I was thinking more of your one friend who's like, I have cancer this week. Next week I'll have.
No, I was thinking of this person I knew from high school that had this like sun tattoo on their back.
Oh my
God. It was a cover up, and it was
I hope
the
she's
Godsmack
listening.
son. And I was like, oh hey, do you like Godsmack? When she got that tattoo, and she's like, who? I was like,
Can you believe we still have to talk about spoilers?
oh my God. Okay, Cody.
Do we want to talk about
Yes,
spoilers
I
now?
need to know. Tell me.
I'm definitely not gonna watch it. So yeah, tell
I don't
me.
think I can after like the
Okay.
first 5 minutes of the second episode because I considered doing it, but even if you spoil it, I still probably would maybe watch it if I run out of. I'm rewatching Vampire Diaries for like the sixth time.
We have a job where we're supposed to watch things, and she always never watches them. And now she's like, I have so much free time, I don't know what to watch.
I
then.
like Vampire Diaries. Anyways, tell me what happens, Cody. I need to know.
Oh, let's see. There's so many things. Okay.
Oh, does the mom
shit.
fuck the
Okay.
kid?
No.
Okay. Does it get close
That is
to?
no. That is a one-time weird line, and it's they never have contact again. Really.
All right. That's good.
You do find out that was that kid's first time.
Oh, it was his
And
first
the
time
second
too?
episode- Yeah, and in the second episode,
That's
she has to go by Plan B. Because, and she and and she has to she gets all I had to buy Plan B, and then she gets shamed at the grocery store because the lady's like, usually the guy buys it, and she's like, are you racially stereotyping me?
oh my God.
That's the funniest thing ever. Can I tell you?
Horrible.
Before you go over more spoilers, can I tell you about the most embarrassing thing that's ever happened to me?
I already know the story.
So I was buying condoms, right? And I didn't want to be like I'm buying condoms. Okay, fine. I knew people at the store I was at, and I didn't want them to see I was buying all these condoms because I was buying a lot because I needed a lot. And I know it's disgusting, but I put it in my pocket because I was just gonna keep it in my pocket until I got up to the front counter, and then I'd pay for it secretly. You know what I mean? Well, this lady saw me put it in my pocket, called me out in front of the whole store, and made me pay for it right then and there because she said I was shoplifting. It was mortifying, dude. There was all these people who were like, Logan, and they're just like, he's buying 100 condoms right now, or whatever the fuck it was. I'm like, no! No!
They should have been applauding you. They should have been like, protection, great.
No,
they
they
should
were-
be giving that away.
No, but it's just embarrassing, especially I'm there with the girl that I'm gonna be doing the nasty with, and she's embarrassed now. And it's just not
Franny, were you embarrassed?
It was not Franny.
It was long before me.
It was not Franny.
I know. I'm upset.
No, Franny would have yelled at the lady. She would have
Oh
let
yeah,
the lady embarrass us.
100%.
And then one person yelled, "Are you gonna have a water balloon fight?"
That is the best joke I've ever
And what's
heard.
funny is I never bring up that part of the story either. I just thought about that. I never bring that up.
Yeah, that's the first time I've heard that part.
I never bring that up. It was, you know who it was? You're gonna laugh your ass off, Franny. It was Fletcher.
Really?
Yeah.
That's funny.
Probably the worst because then my brother heard. It's a whole thing. It's a whole thing. It was really fucking embarrassing. What I recommend people is, if you're afraid to buy condoms, simply just don't have sex.
Or Amazon.
Dude, I don't know, man. Amazon's taking over the world. I don't want them to be in charge of that.
I mean, yeah.
I don't think we need more of their influence at all. Anyway, tell us more about the show.
The mayor is not gay.
Whoa.
He slams the mom a bunch and proposes at the end of the season.
Does-
God.
does
And
she-
when someone threatens to expose her, she has her ex-husband, like the one she killed, she has his body exhumed and taken, and she burns it into fireworks and launches them at his re-election campaign where they announced that they were getting engaged.
Oh my fucking God. That bitch is demented. She should go to prison.
And it's like made like to where you're supposed to like her. Like they're trying to make her likable too.
There's a scene where she is like, she's coming home and she finds Ginny in her closet, which she's actually stolen a bunch of money from the government because the mayor gave her a job. And so she has a bunch of hidden money and a gun, and she walks in on her daughter with the gun and is like pissed that she's going through her stuff. And she's like, Mom, you have a gun in the house. And she's like, you're snooping.
That's insane.
It's so bad.
Fat horse.
This show actually lives in infamy for two very problematic reasons.
Why? Tell me them. I think I might watch it still.
So it's in the news for one reason, because, okay, the Asian kid that you hate.
Yeah.
So he and Jenny have an argument about, like, is it worse to be black or Asian?
Oh, God.
And they get into a fight, these, like, early 20s kids, actors, and they're, like, talking about, like, just basically stereotypes that they've experienced, and they're having like a screaming match over it. It was very problematic because, I mean, it shouldn't even be described. Like, you know why it's problematic, and they're like cloaking it with, well, those actors are, I mean, obviously they are those races, so that's why we get away with it. And it's like, it's that was in the news for a while.
Yikes.
And then the other one is I think, it's the mom and the daughter are having a fight, and the daughter goes, you go through more men than Taylor Swift. And Taylor Swift got on, hold on, I'll find the exact tweet. And basically she had a Netflix thing, Taylor Swift, with them that was like her documentary. And it's all about being a feminist. And it's literally so political, and how she was finally stepping out and like having a voice or whatever.
Yeah.
And literally there's her, the home to her feminist documentary is being anti-feminist.
Yeah, that's a big yikes. That is a big yikes. That's insane.
I'm literally, it's so problematic. Her tweet is, hey, Ginny and Georgia, 2010 called and wants its lazy, deeply sexist joke back. How about we stop degrading hardworking women by defining this horseshit as funny? Also, at Netflix, after Miss Americana and the Heartbreak Prince, this outfit doesn't look cute on you. Happy Women's History Month, I guess.
Wow.
And then, of course, people were knocking on Taylor Swift, saying she's being overdramatic.
I feel like I could hear... No, but I feel like I could hear her hissing as she typed it.
I would too.
No, it makes sense, but she's venomous.
It's a good fucking point, though. This show is problematic. And, like, the way it's almost, like, making fun of being woke, too, by just going too over the top with it.
It's so woke, it's unwoke. It's awful.
It's so woke, it like Googled what woke means and went entirely off of like the fucking Urban Dictionary of how to be woke.
You know this crap is going to get a second season. You know it.
Yeah, 100%.
Upsetting.
It's so bad.
Don't watch it. I think that's the moral of our story.
What's the like Rory archetype, like plot line that you said is like she gets the same kind of character arc as her?
So in the second episode, she's trying to fit in, and this girl tries to befriend her who's black and like wears her hair naturally. Yeah. And she is like afraid of what people are going to think about her in school if she's friends with the black girl, because she's like, I don't want to be like, oh, just another black girl in the group of black girls.
I'm sorry. What?
And so I know. It's awful. And there's like this whole part where she like straightens her hair and she's like trying to fit in, and like this girl's like accusing her of like whitewashing stuff. And it reminds me so much of Rory because Rory has this like character arc where she's like super herself in the beginning, and then as the seasons go on, she like cuts her hair short and gets bangs, and then it's like she's not that they're anywhere similar, but that she like goes through this thing where she starts like going into the privilege world.
Oh, yeah.
She's like being silver spooned by her grandparents, and like they paid for her to go to Yale. And she starts hanging out with all of these like bad boys who like got into school based on daddy's name.
Yeah, Logan, my favorite character in Gilmore Girls. I just want to talk about Gilmore Girls instead of this.
Let's not.
Logan's awful. Anyway.
Hey, dude.
Sorry. I hate Logan.
Why? What's wrong?
Not you, Logan.
You're just okay. No, I'm just kidding.
I thought about it and fuck you. I thought it over and you suck.
But yeah, it reminds me a lot of Rory because it's a lot of like pretending that you're something that you're not, and then it's also like, are you so like cloaked in it that you actually become that person?
Yeah.
Cody, something
so
totally
it's interesting.
Something totally unrelated, but do you remember at our old job where our boss,
Which
if somebody,
one?
the one where we worked together?
We worked at two places together.
No, not the one where I was your boss.
Okay.
So
actually, we worked at three places together.
That's not. Oh shit! Oh my god, that's so fucking crazy. You're right. The third one, the second place.
Second one. Okay.
I feel like I'm getting pop quizzed. Anyway, do you remember when they would return? Somebody would try to return dirty clothing, and our boss would just be like, "There's poopy in there," even if there wasn't. I've been telling Franny she needs to start doing that. There's poopy in here. I can't take this back. You pooped your pants, man. I can't take it back.
Usually he had poopy. To be fair. There was a mysterious stain, and we all know it.
Dude.
And our other coworker would sit there and be like, oh, well. And I was like, I will never.
I don't know. He's a pretty good boss.
I agree.
But I was just thinking about that because, you know, Franny works at the same place we used to work.
I do.
That's where your brain went.
No, it's just like Franny was sitting next to me and I was like, God, her job sucks. If only she had our boss at that place.
True. You'd have a greater time.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I feel like we talked Ginny and Georgia to death. I feel like...
No, we definitely did. We've been over this for like 10 minutes now.
Oh. I was not over it yet.
I was definitely over it.
I'll leave now.
I was just letting Cody tell the audience what happened so they didn't have to watch it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So, like...
Doing his civil duty.
Is there any major, like, arc that happens? Or... Like, what is the plot?
Define arc.
Like, so... The dad, like, is there anything major, or is it just like the mom's a bad person, and then eventually is plotting to kill the mayor?
But the dad's also a bad person because he's like neglectful. Like he comes back and is like, I promise I won't do anything with your mom so that like things don't change. And then he slams the mom and is like, okay, things aren't going to change. It's fine, but we're totally going to be together. And then literally the next day, he's like, we're not going to be together. I have to go.
Yikes.
And both parents are just super neglectful, and it's awful.
You know what show probably did it better? Fresh Prince.
How?
Mm.
Because the Will's dad, he was the same way. He'd keep coming back into his life and then leaving.
Damn. I mean, Gilmore Girls literally did the same thing too and did it better.
I mean, yeah.
But that scene in Fresh
much.
Prince, though, dude. We got to review Fresh Prince at some point.
We do. All right. Well, we can put this on pause and come back with the next part of the episode where we talk about Dead to Me.
Hey, looking for more content? Check out Crosscut Cinema, where me, Franny, and my friends review movies. Or check out a pilot podcast where we review TV pilots with recording artist CL Blue. Or hey, check out me hanging out with my friends on Average Joe Interviews. Socials and links are in the bio. Thanks, guys.
Hey guys, it's CL. I have an EP out now called Temple. It's a collection of songs I wrote when I was 18, and it's available on all streaming platforms, wherever you get your music.
Hey guys, we're back. And we just missed Cody so much that we just waited a week and went and got him.
Yeah, there's no explaining. We just were like, this sucks. So we went and got me.
I'm here too. What's up?
Hey.
So what are we reviewing now?
Dead to Me.
Ooh, Dead to Me. Do you want me to read the Wikipedia?
I do.
Okay. Dead to Me is an American dark comedy streaming television series created by Liz Feldman and executively produced by Feldman, Will Ferrell, and Adam McKay. The series premiered on May 3rd, 2019 on Netflix and stars Christina Applegate and Linda Cardinelli as two grieving women who bond during their therapy.
Can we talk about how both their names sound like different apple pies?
Oh, that sounds so good right now.
I really love a Cardinelli.
I
Or an
would-
Applegate.
A Cardinelli sounds like a rich chocolate.
like
It
like
does.
I'm
Ghirardelli.
going to get a Ghirardelli. I'm going to get a Cardinelli chocolate. It sounds gold wrapped and has like hazelnut in it.
This was Franny's choice. So Franny, tell us your thoughts.
I love this show. I think I binged it like entirely through the first time I watched it. I watched it maybe like 2 days in a row and finished the first season. Am I the only one here that's watched it through? Or I know, Logan, you watched a couple episodes, right?
2.
Okay. What about you?
I've only seen the pilot.
Gotcha. Okay.
I'd heard about it though.
Okay.
It was all over Netflix for a while.
Yeah, and it's a show that's still going on, so we won't get into too much spoilers on it. But we will timestamp that. I know we've probably said that a million times by now on this podcast. Yeah, Logan, do you want to go over what happens in the pilot, or do you want me to?
You can.
Okay. So it starts off with fuck, why am I so bad at characters' names? Whenever we talk about this, it's like my brain just like cannot remember.
We can just go with the
single-
actresses,
I know, I
Christina
was like,
Applegate.
to be fair, I don't know either.
Who Franny doesn't know who that is. She's
I
never
feel
seen
like-
her in anything.
No.
She's
Linda
in tons of
Cardinelli,
stuff.
Judy or something like that.
Yeah, it's
'Cause
Judy.
I was like, her best Judy.
Judy and Jen.
Ooh, they got the J thing going on.
Oh yeah.
Alliteration, baby.
It's powerful.
So it starts off with
A
Jen.
pilot
A
podcast.
pilot podcast.
Cross-cut cinema.
Cross-cut kinema.
God.
Average ode interviews with Ogden Eiler.
CL Blue. So Judy and Jen.
Yeah. So it starts off with Jen. She just lost her husband in a hit and run. She has 2 sons. They live in California. She lives in kind of like a rich neighborhood. It starts off with her and she's going to grief therapy. And they make it very obvious that like her way of dealing with this grief has kind of been like dark humor, and she's, you know, not a perfect person about it. She meets this other woman in grief therapy that's very much like Manic Pixie Dream Girl vibe, played by Linda Cardellini. Her name's Judy. They meet through grief therapy. Judy says she just lost her fiance a couple months ago, heart attack. So they kind of bond. They end up like staying up all night on the phone with each other continuously. But then Jen finds out that Judy lied about Steve, her fiance, being dead. And that doesn't break up their friendship still, because Judy's real reason for going to grief therapy is because Steve left her due to her not being able to conceive a child and having like a ton of miscarriages.
Which is fucked.
Yeah, it was pretty fucked up. Honestly, this show is a lot in the first episode. I feel like it could have slowed it down. Maybe not giving you so much in the first episode.
Super heavy, but it needed it, I think.
Stolen right from my mouth.
That is stolen right from your mouth.
Franny's like, I'll talk. Let me just say what you were going to say. All right, so I'll go now since I don't want any more of my thoughts stolen. So Linda Cardellini, right? She is a fucking fantastic part of the show. And the reason why it's really great that she got to do this is she's been typecast as mom number 1, mom number 2 for so long, ever since Freaks and Geeks, which, by the way, we're eventually going to review that. I hope you guys are excited for it. It's going to be next episode. But anyway, the reason that she's so great in this is she's finally able to do something different. And it shows really her caliber of acting, because this is nothing like she really has done before. And she carries the show in a lot of ways. I mean, don't get me wrong. Christina Applegate does a lot. That's her name, right? Christina Applegate?
Yeah.
Or is it? Okay. And she's really great. She's great as like the kind of straight man in the situation. She's great as kind of our like what we can relate to, like a really relatable character, a really real person. There's not a lot of like gloss or hiddenness to her. She can be ugly emotionally at times. She can be funny. She's entirely relatable, and her family's very relatable in how they're just so real.
Yeah.
The reason why Linda's great is because she gets to add the element of like the regarding disbelief. Like she's like the crazy part of the show that makes it wildly entertaining and really fucking charming, even though, I mean, like things come to pass in the pilot. I mean, I don't know if you want to get into this part yet.
You can go ahead and get to that.
But,
it all happens in the pilot.
But it turns out that her husband actually didn't die, or her fiance actually didn't die. They broke up, and she just didn't know how to deal with that level of grief. So she started going to this grief counselor. But it turned out the real reason she was going to the grief counselor wasn't just that, but also because she had multiple miscarriages.
Yeah.
Wow.
Which is all right. My hot opinion, my hot goss.
Which I don't agree with this hot goss.
To me,
you
it
kind of
feels
told me
like
this hot goss.
To me, it feels like they wrote themselves into a corner.
Yeah.
And they thought, well, let's make it something so devastating that you can't even question her morality. And let's make it that she's at this grief counseling thing because she's had miscarriages. To me, that's weak writing. I get that that's a real thing that happens, but it really felt like they wrote this character into a corner, but they still want you to like her, given what's going to happen with the rest of the show. They want you to stick with her, regardless of flaws. So they have to do something that's like an unquestionable thing. Here's the thing. If you had miscarriages, that's fucking horrible. That doesn't mean you pretend your fiance died. So for me, that's weak writing. That's like the weakest part of the show is that whole scene where like, you know, the girl's freaking out and she's like, you fucking lied to me, and like basically blows up on her, and then she leaves. And then they go after the woman who blew up on her, when in my personal opinion, fuck you. Christina Applegate had every fucking right to blow up like that.
Yeah.
Because she's been pouring her soul into the first person she's trusted since her husband died. And literally within weeks, this girl fucking breaks that trust.
Yep.
Pathetic.
Yeah.
I did not care for that. And what it did was also like essentially ruin that. Is it Judy?
Yeah.
That Judy character in some ways, because now it's like, okay, I'm always going to have that vase of like, she literally bold-faced lied. And yes, she's dealing with her own shit, but you know, Christina's not there to make friends like she is. Christina's there to get help.
Yeah. So
and you're abusing her weaknesses.
Yeah.
I 100% agree, because
So-
I do not think that she is redeemable for that. It's like, yes, she had a lot of miscarriages, and that's so unfortunate, and I understand why she would be there, because that is a huge grief that people go through, but that gives you no freaking right to go through and lie to someone's face and act like you're going through the same thing.
Exactly.
Like,
it'd be
they're
different if there was always the caveat of, I don't want to get into what happened.
Yeah.
Because here's the thing too. And here's the moment that really kind of brings us to a head why the Linda's character was an issue. In the literal meeting, the first one, Christina goes, I don't want to talk about it yet. Okay. If it should then clearly propose right in front of you that if you don't want to talk about this kind of thing yet, and you're new too, bitch, so don't act like you've already fucking discussed things, maybe say the same fucking thing. Because no one's going to judge you for whatever reason you're there.
Yeah.
And no one's even going to judge you if you never want to talk about it. But I think you should be judged if you lie to somebody going through something just as awful and pretend like, oh, I get it. I miss him so much too. It's not the same thing. You're a disgusting, vile human being for that.
Yep.
And here's the issue is that the show doesn't want us to think that yet. I mean, they might eventually, but they don't want us to think anything that effectively negative or positive about either of these characters, because we're supposed to grow with them.
yeah.
Even though there is, I'll say, nuance and mystery behind the scenes, the show is really dedicated on us kind of digging in and relating to both of these characters in some way and enjoying their presence. It was hard for me after that, because I'm like, she fucking lied to us something so goddamn devastating. And like, yeah, you know, there was great acting there. I mean, the emotional scene where she's apologizing and goes, fuck, I'm sorry, and leaves, like that was really powerful. But the messaging of the episode is important too, and the thing that they're supposed to be trying to get us to think, and I feel like that was really ineffective. You want me to feel bad for her instead of Christina Applegate? You're high on meth. I'd 100% be there for Christina.
Yeah. Same.
And like they even tried to pound it even more. Like, by the way, she lives at an old folks' home, and I'm like, I get it. Like, here's the thing: I'd roll with all that. I'd roll with like how we're supposed to feel for her levels of pathetic, right? Like, we're supposed to feel like how devastated she is and relate to it. I would if it wasn't for a bold-faced fucking lie at the top. Give us. And here's the thing: that plot point can work, but you're running. Like I was telling Franny before, they're running through the show. I mean, they're running. This pace is ridiculous. Slow down.
It's definitely something.
And it only gets worse as it goes on.
Longer.
It only gets worse because I watched the second episode. The pacing only becomes more aggressive as it goes on. And I'm acting for a Netflix show to take its time. And trust me, the rest of their shows, they fucking do. So I don't know what happened with this, but they need to slow it down.
I wholeheartedly agree with the fact that they're rushing through it, because that whole entire subplot, it's like, why should I give a shit that Judy's going through this when I don't know who Judy is?
Yeah, Judy's been a toxic pixie, like, toxic is correct. It's not true. I meant to say manic, but she actually was a toxic pixie girl, because you're kind of like taken back by how instantly open she's with Christina. And she's like, if you need to call somebody, call me. And then she gets called and she sits there on the bed and they talk all night. And like a friendship is bloomed. But all of that is E-fucked, All that's E-fucked at the end of it, because you find out she's been fucking lying to her. And it's so shitty. And here's the thing. If that happened 5 episodes in after I've grown to like Linda's character, cool. But I don't even know her yet. And you're like, oh, she's a cunt. I'm like, then don't talk to her.
I agree. Which is so sad, because I remember I literally have it written when Judy was first introduced. Why is Judy so adorable? Also, this is very gay.
It is very gay. I'll give it that. It doesn't get less gay. I'd say it gets more gay.
Do they fuck?
No.
No, we won't get into spoilers.
We won't get into spoilers. But
you answered though.
I mean, I think the show makes it obvious that they're not gonna fuck.
I don't think it makes
I don't think so at all.
Yeah.
But I guess maybe that's just me.
I don't know. The show's still going.
They're going through an emotional holocaust together.
Yeah.
Like,
agreed.
They could easily fuck.
Agreed. It's like when your head's in different places.
But maybe she'll just blow her son. Who knows?
Maybe.
Oh gosh. Okay. Speaking of Ginny and Georgia.
Yeah.
So let me tell you what I was so gagged by. And that was just the husband being alive and how she shows up at the mansion. And he's like, also tell Judy to stop coming around here. Yeah. And you're like, holy hell, she's psychotic.
Yeah.
She's psychotic.
And I think Logan made a good point. 5 episodes in, that would sting a lot worse.
See, exactly. Yeah.
And like we'll get into a little bit of spoilers after this, but there's elements in the show that are like even more aggressively too fast to pace. Like there's and the other thing is too is we have more characters. Can I what would really slow down the pace? The pace.
What
would really copy
what would
and
make
paste.
it dry slower?
Sorry, I'm just talking so much. What would really slow down the pace is if they did a little bit more individual character development. Yeah. Show me the elements of the son's life that makes him so like, I'm so punk rock, I don't even like being here and shit. Show me elements of the kid's life where he's dealing with the death of his fucking father.
Yeah.
Show me elements of the previous fiance's life. He's not just like a dumb brute. Give me something about him before you like have all these big twists that involve him.
And before you only just hate him too.
Like, wouldn't it be great if she had told many stories about him and we saw them act them out? Like, we used with this one time we painted watching what room and like have like this great little story that she tells her, and they actually act it out. They play it out. It's a flashback.
It's like a memory.
And then you fucking find out that he's still alive. Better pacing.
I agree. I wholeheartedly agree.
They needed better direction and better pacing, because the thing is that the main 2 actresses are fucking fire. They're killing it. They're great in the show. I like both of them a lot in the show.
Yeah.
Yep.
I like James Marsden in anything. I watch that dude eat cheese. I love him so much.
Discount Tom Cruise.
I'd cast him as Kevin Smith always says, I'd cast him as the shark in Jaws. He's that good. He's always great. And you have all this talent. You have some really good cinematography. Everything feels very California. Everything really feels like elegant countryside.
It's shot like a movie too.
It is.
The cinematography is like great. It's high level.
There's moments where it really feels like we're in like Napa Valley, like actually there. And
because there's like a dense silence, and it's so good because it really sets you in that character's mind, and it also sets you in just the location in general.
And they sound mixed gravel roll, which is like basically like, let's say a car speeding right and then slowing down. because it was on a dirt, like gravel road, they actually sound mixed them going on over rocks and backing up over rocks.
Wow.
And that's something that's so subtle, but that's such a David Fincherism. Like, that's a real direction to actually make sure you sound edit what the car would sound like, because we're supposed to feel like we're outside with her. And she would hear the screech of the car backing up and hearing the car go over the gravel. That's good sound mixing. The sound mixing is effective. But the fucking pace is so atrocious. I want to re-edit the show. I want an editor to sit down and just re-edit things.
I love this show, and I'm willing to forgive the pacing because I love it so much.
I could see that. I think there's a lot more forgivable about this show than what it does wrong.
Yeah.
And so I could definitely agree that I think this is a show you should give a chance, even if the pacing's off.
I think the pacing is so bad that it's an issue for me that I can't get over.
Interesting.
Because I feel like I'm watching, like, you know when you go on YouTube and there's like a Watch Mojo list, top 10, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
This video feels like a top 10 incidents that happened in this TV show in one episode. It just feels like, okay, we're going from plot to plot to plot to plot to plot.
I feel like they were scared people wouldn't watch the next episode.
And you know what?
And wanted to make sure
if
they
you don't
did.
if you don't have enough faith in your show, then don't make it.
Yeah.
It's very evident that they were like, we might only get one season.
But here's the thing. It's on Netflix. They actually shot a whole season before they ever put anything out. So
Yeah, but I feel like they were scared about like the click-through rate.
Were you worried about, I think maybe they're worried about testing, you know, because you always do a little bit, and like they wanted the show. This is why WandaVision really works and this doesn't. And let me explain why. With WandaVision, there was definitely set up and like, I guess you could say like an ambiance set up by the early episodes that in no way reflects the future of the television show. But it makes a great build, and it gets you in a certain mood with the show to where you rely on certain things to happen, certain things not to happen, and then they twist it on you. With this show, I know exactly where they're going. I know, even if I don't know the twists themselves, I know the emotion that the show is going to give me. And I feel like they were afraid if they did a pilot where they didn't do anything too crazy in the middle of it, instead of just like a little nice thing at the end, which they should have done. But I think they were afraid that people wouldn't get what the show is about. And that is a lack of trust in your audience. And that fucking pisses me off. I'm smart enough to understand that this is going to be a Gone Girl-esque spooky show. Give me the opportunity to figure it out on my own.
Yeah, I agree. So you're saying you wouldn't watch it?
That's hard. I'm back and forth. It's not a easy yes or no. It's
Because I remember you were surprised by how much you liked it.
I was surprised by how much I liked Linda Cardellini. And I was surprised by how much I liked the cinematography and the set design.
Yeah, 'cause you didn't really go into this with high hopes for it. You kind of like discounted it as like a just trashy show I like, you know?
Well, because you usually like trashy shows.
Exactly.
But that's not the only reason though. I mean, I discounted it because I'm usually pretty hot on the pulse with this kind of stuff, and I'm on it. I know about it. If it's
like
good.
a sleeper hit.
I think the issue is that this is like a Justice League issue where I feel like there's a better version of this somewhere, and this has just been edited down quite a bit and mushed together. There's just so much.
Yeah.
There's just too much. If they wanted to make a movie, fine. Maybe I could allow it. But even then, I'm like, fuck, this movie's packed full of shit.
I think that's why me and Franny were both like, this feels like a movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does.
And I just can't. I think if you really want like a great character study, or if you really want like very interesting characters to watch go through shit like this, but you can watch a show, but you just have to accept who they are. There is no build. You're never going to get used to who they are. This show treats it like it's season 2. You're not, like, the pacing's just too fast. You're not getting enough time to have these characters resonate before crazy things happen to them. So what you have to accept is who they are, never question who they are, and go into it. And yes, the show itself will probably turn your idea of what they are on your head, but it's not fair because they never established it for you in the first place. You got to come to your own conclusions, and then you basically decide if you're surprised by it or not.
Yeah.
That's a problem for me. So I'm going to say I wouldn't watch it.
I would.
You would?
Yeah.
Do you plan on watching it?
I don't know if it's like at the top of my to watch list, but
Yeah.
it's something that I would definitely like. It's gonna be added to the list.
It's
for
so
sure.
close to being good.
I would watch it again. I love this show. I like where it goes. I like the twists and turns. Season 2 was definitely a little weak,
Okay.
But this season's a lot better than season 2. It just feels like it feels like a far stretch. Like you got to like suspend a lot of belief for season 2. I don't feel that way about season 1 at all. Yeah, I mean, I'd watch it.
So
again,
wait, the show
100%.
gets more wacky in season 2?
The show gets unbelievably wacky.
It feels like
they're
doesn't it feel like they're missing a season?
So no, because it does feel like it's a good setup, but I agree in the fact that it pushes a lot of things that normally you would have through a span of like 5 episodes into the first episode. So it feels like a first season. It just feels like maybe it's like a mini series where they were trying to cram a bunch of things in so that it makes the plot make sense.
And season 2 feels like Logan said, like they wrote themselves into a corner and made up like.
I feel like that's what this show is. It's like let's get really talented people that we can constantly drop. I mean, that's really what it feels like sometimes. And the thing is like usually when I like a show, it's like I love the story, but man, this actor really fucked it.
Yeah.
I mean, these girls are fucking on top of it.
Wow, it's got good reviews. 8 out of 10 on IMDb, 89 on Rotten Tomatoes, 92% like this on TV shows, Google users.
So it's like I said, it's almost good. And I could see why a general audience is into it. But I'm looking at this from the perspective of somebody who reviews films, watches shows constantly, consistently, and has a really good understanding of plot structure.
Yeah.
And I just think, like, I get why people jump onto the hype of this. What I'm actually worried about is that this is what content's going to be from now on. Because what's really proving to be true is instant gratification. I mean, short content like TikTok is like what everybody wants because it's instant gratification. This show is a drama with instant gratification. You are instantly into it. You know what's going to happen. Like the twists that are happening very fast. And I'm not having, I think what it really is just ultimately disappointing because I just want more time with the characters as they were presented at first to me. I wanted more development before something horrible happened to them.
You know what I would take out?
My boobs in front of James Marsden. I want Cyclops to honk me. Anyway, fuck, marry, kill. Here we go.
God.
Okay, so who would you go first? Okay, Cyclops.
I wonder if the wheezing will pick up, and if so, that's really funny. Because it was just really quiet. It was like, anyway. Or we're doing fuck, marry, kill. That's right.
Yeah.
I wouldn't fuck James Marsden though, but I would marry. Jesus Christ, I'd marry him. Holy shit.
That house?
That house though.
That house.
You guys could just adopt.
Yeah. No, he clearly if he wants me, I'll figure out some way for me to have a baby. He wants a baby that bad, I'll figure out something.
That was awful. That was awful.
Anyway, I would definitely. I'd fuck Linda Cardellini because I've always wanted to since Freaks and Geeks. I mean, literally, that's my free pass. That's why I'm dating Franny because she stole her fucking drip from Linda Cardellini and Freaks and Geeks.
They have
literally
the same
did.
coat.
Yeah.
Yes, and I wear it every
Same green
day.
jacket.
So definitely, I'd slam that. I'd marry James Marsden, and I would kill James Marsden so Linda Cardellini fucks me.
and then you and Linda could just live in that house.
She's gonna find out he needs to really die. I'll tell you how to make that happen. Oh, slides a fucking napkin across the diner.
God.
I could actually make, if she was real, I could make all 3 of those things happen for real.
True. Very true. What would you
We
do,
never have
Fran?
a practical fuck, marry, kill.
Circle back to me. What's
Okay.
yours? I need
Okay.
another second for it to cook.
Let's see. I would marry Christina Applegate
I get it.
because she's the man. And I need someone dominant in that relationship because I am way too needy to take care of myself. Are you kidding me?
Yeah,
So-
she will just boss you around.
Literally, and she also
Perfect.
has like a big house too, so it's like a win-win. And then I would slam James Marsden and just like get to enjoy the house for a couple times and then go because he's selling it, so he's not gonna have it forever. And then I'd murder the liar. Why would I would like? Why would you do anything else?
I would marry James Marsden. I would then
Fuck Mr. Hatcher.
slam Judy because then we could gang up and kill James Marsden together. and live in that house.
Okay. So
exactly what Logan said.
Is the same.
Did you? So wait, hold on. No, it's not. You're marrying James Marsden?
Yes. But then I'm going to slam Linda Cardellini.
And so
Wouldn't that make
technically
more
you're going to
sense?
marry Linda Cardellini because you're going to slam him for his money.
Yeah. Because you're gonna kill him too.
Yeah.
And she's already married to him.
Although
Okay.
technically you have to
But
be
she's
married.
not.
You have to be married because like you're not entitled to
Okay,
that
so I'm
money
going to
unless you-
marry James Marsden.
Okay, yeah.
I'm going to kill James Marsden.
Are you telling me nobody wanted to fuck the really funny old guy from the old folks home? Because that's upsetting. I would have fucked him. Never mind. I changed my answer. He's a king.
Oh goodness. Okay, so who's who? Who's who? I mean,
Is there that for this?
We've done that a couple of times.
yeah, we do it all the time.
You're definitely Christina Applegate's character.
Yeah, you're definitely Christina Applegate.
What does that even? Why are you guys so definitive on that?
The way you deal with like trauma and stuff is the same way she deals with it, just dark comedy and that kind of. Sorry, was that too much to say on a
wasn't gonna
pod?
go that deep. I was gonna be like, I feel like you enjoy like just a nice time out on your patio. I don't know. I get it.
I can roll
get
back
it.
the audio and
I get it.
not say that.
It stays in.
Okay.
Everybody always thinks I'm an asshole. You just found your fucking. They're gonna be like, what a bitch. We're gonna
I
keep
love
that in
Christina Applegate. I
there.
think
We're keeping it in there. You're not getting rid of that. I have enough hate comments. You're gonna get one for once.
No, I don't know, guys. I'm a dummy. Anyways, let's continue.
you're Christina Applegate.
Yeah, you're Christina. The car thing with her just like turning up the metal music, and
Yeah,
that's how she.
totally you.
That's
how
what
she
I thought.
calms down.
Yeah, that's a way better way of saying it.
Sorry,
way better
I'm-
way.
Cars are like endorphin magnets. They're like the place you either cry or pretend you're in a music video. And I
remember-
feel like that's you.
Shout out to Madison. One day we had a really bad day at work. Me, her, and one other person we work with got in the car and just screamed. Got in her car and screamed, and it felt so fucking
Okay.
good.
Oh,
So
in the parking
definitely.
garage too.
What?
In a parking
Yeah,
garage
we went.
too. That
We
sounds
just got in there,
great.
and just went like at the top of our lungs, and it was
Sounds great.
incredible.
I love that.
Felt
I
so good.
love that. Franny's also
Madison's always
Christina
nice to me.
Applegate.
I'm Judy.
No.
You don't see it.
I don't. Okay, so like vibe, yeah. I think personality wise, you're also Christina Applegate.
I think personality wise, I'm Judy. What do you think, Logan?
Chemically imbalanced liar. That's definitely you.
I think just the chemically.
I'm swung. It's okay. We love you.
You set me up, dude. You set me up for that. That's
You're
your
right.
own fault.
You're right.
You know, don't touch a hot stove, baby.
I
Don't touch the hot stove top.
just feel like Franny has like aggro mom vibes sometimes.
I think I want to be. I think the goal is to be Christina
Christina,
Applegate,
yeah.
but really, I'm Judy.
I'm really
could
the
see that.
aggressive mom here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's true.
Yeah. I agree. I agree.
We have a lot of learning moments.
We do.
Today especially.
Now, Franny, you can't just ignore that phone call 8 times. But I don't want to talk. Talking's hard.
Yeah, that's me always.
What about me? Who would I?
Or
be?
how you won't check the mail.
I won't check the mail. Fuck the
afraid of
mail.
mail.
I'm terrified of the
I
mail.
get it.
But you know what? I got my first good piece of mail the other day, and
What
like
was it?
forever. It was a check.
Ooh,
Insurance is nice,
That must be nice.
right? So, yeah, I think I'm a little less scared of the mail. You know, small wins.
I mean, anthrax is still a threat, so I wouldn't be totally in the clear of your mail. But just saying.
No, it stresses me out, man. I don't need that negative energy.
Yeah.
Now, you haven't seen the second episode yet, but you're totally the oldest son. I think you should know that, Cody. You're definitely the oldest son for sure.
Oh, yeah.
1,000%.
I mean, I could tell by the first episode because he was like the snarky one that's like, "You're being a little bitch."
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Literally, that's you. Just like the quiet judgment, you know?
Yeah.
With the occasional outburst of like, you guys are dumb. What's going on? Why you being...
That was also today.
Yeah.
I was like, you guys, gosh darn it. Well, okay, so would you watch it, Franny?
Yes.
Yes. I would watch it. Yes. Logan was a no.
I think I'm like a big maybe with leaning toward no.
Okay. Now, do we want to get into spoilers?
Let's do it.
Yeah, we can get into some.
So give me some like veiled references.
Yeah, I don't.
Just out of the podcast. I mean, we're on the podcast, but I'm saying this like in real life here. I should really get a soundbite that's just somebody yelling spoilers because it's so
I like that.
fucking. So I'm
True.
gonna do the spoiler yell later. But I just need that for when I'm doing the timestamps. It has nothing to do with like being a creative show. It's to make my life easier. So I'm probably gonna do that.
I think that's a really good idea. Actually, we'll record that today.
Love screaming.
Yeah, that ass is a temple.
Pilot podcast. Mom, Dad, come get me. My sark isn't working anymore. Help.
God. Yeah, we'll get into some. I don't want to spoil it too heavily because I know Logan might watch it. You might watch it.
Also, we can't because
it's still going on.
So
yeah, so pretty much in the second episode, Judy's like, you see through flashbacks that Judy was driving the car. Steve was in the passenger seat when they hit.
Okay.
When they hit Jen's husband,
which was a gag.
Yeah. You find out way more about that. Like, that's more of what broke them up than the miscarriages.
Interesting, because I was always in the headspace that, wow, James Marsden's a bad guy.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like he stays pretty much a bad guy, but you definitely feel more bad for him later.
Because he didn't leave for the fact that she couldn't give him a child.
No, but he is an asshole. Like,
okay.
He's definitely the more fucked up thing in the whole Judy, him hitting that guy with the car. He's definitely the more fucked up one. Judy wanted to go to the police.
Did Judy search out what's her face?
Yes, she did.
She's fucked up.
Oh my gosh! So she was at the grief counseling because
she felt.
Whoa!
So pretty much
that's so much worse.
Yeah.
Oh no!
So she wanted to go to the cops right away for hitting him. Steve was like, "You're gonna go to jail. You cannot do that. Like, we need to cover it up."
I mean, yeah, accurate.
No, just kidding, guys. If you hit somebody, please go to the police.
I mean, yes.
Throw away your life.
Because Judy just kind of like had a fucking spaz moment and didn't stop driving right away. And like, because Steve was like, go. And like, she wanted to call the cops. He didn't.
Well, he would have necessarily not died. I think even Christina Applegate was like, he bled out because someone left him there to die. What if they had stayed? He might
Exactly.
So, moral of the story, if you get hit, if you hit someone with your car, call an ambulance at least.
We've all seen I Know What You Did Last Summer.
Yeah.
All right?
Or heard the Shawn Mendes song.
If you want to listen to a review, I Know What You Did Last Summer.
That plays at work and I hate it.
Cinema. I love how I got that underneath there while you guys were still talking. So
yeah.
It's good.
Hell yeah.
That's one of our best reviews, dude.
Yeah.
On Crosscut. It's the funniest.
That was a great review.
But we found out Freddie Prinze Jr. wears diapers and shit. That's awesome. We won't get into it.
That depends. I get it.
That's awesome.
Sorry.
I just wanted to give me a huggy. Come on, Freddie. You want a huggy?
They do.
Pamper me.
God.
He's packed and ready to play.
Jesus. They do slow down the show by circling back and like focusing on like the kids and everything. It becomes more of like, I don't know. I think it gets better with time. It definitely slows down after the first couple of episodes, I feel.
That's good. And then the second season, you said it was just like wacky.
The second season, they should have just so the major thing that happens at the end of the first season, I don't think they knew what to do after that.
Okay.
Yeah. And you'll see if you continue watching.
Show likes writing themselves in corners.
Well, I was going to say the end of the first episode, like cliffhanger, feels like a season finale cliffhanger where you're like, oh, I feel like they should have saved it for the end.
And the season finale.
Why not end the first episode with she shows up at the house? I mean, this actually, I would have done this like 6 episodes in, but make it like she shows up at the fucking guy's house, finds out that he's not dead.
Yep.
End of the first episode.
Yep.
Yeah.
100%.
I think that would have been better.
Because that scene is fucking tense when she's walking out. It's
so good.
Yeah, when she's walking up to the grief counseling. So pretty much what happened.
No. When she's
just
walking,
like when she's walking away.
When Christina Applegate's walking up to the house and you find out that she's like the girl doesn't live there and somebody else is about to answer the door. And then you see that it's actually her fiance.
Yeah.
That moment is incredible and it should be the end of the first episode.
I like the moment right after that. So what happens was we didn't really get into what happened.
I think that's like a good start of an episode, but it's cool.
Yeah. So what happened was like they talk on the phone every night. Judy starts coming over to Jen's place all the time, but Jen's a real estate agent. So like she's seen pictures of like Judy's old house with Steve. So she says like, oh, like I'm coming to you tonight. And like, she's like, oh, you don't know where I live? And she's like, no, I know where you live. And she pulls up at the house, obviously finds out Steve's alive. And then she goes to grief counseling, and that's when they have like the big blow up. I like that scene, like right before. I feel like it's shot really well. Like with it like following her in. I don't know. I just feel like it builds tension well. It'd be the first start. It'd be a good start of the next episode. And then ending the first episode with that. What's wrong?
Nothing. We'll talk about it later.
Okay.
I could never do that. I could never have the aggro to go up and confront somebody in front of like everyone. I would have just been like, text group. Hey y'all, she lying. See you next meeting. Bye. I never would have like shown up and been like, in your face. Even though she deserved it.
Yeah.
She super deserved it.
I mean, I would have gone off on that bitch. I'd be
Well,
like,
that's because you're Christina Applegate.
oh shit, you're probably right. Oh shit. Oh shit.
I'm the passive aggressive son who silently judges.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're like the South. You're like an old elderly woman in the South who's like, I won't say that he looks ridiculous. I'm just gonna kind of bat my eyes.
That's an interesting choice.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
You're like-
Minorities are okay now.
You're like the old lady that gossips at church.
I don't even think that's true because I hate gossip.
True.
No, it's the one that like gives you the looks. The
glares.
Yeah. That's where he lives.
Yeah.
It's the one where I'm like, oh, are you gonna talk to me? I don't want that. Okay.
And like,
How are you
when
doing
somebody
today?
approaches you with something you're clearly uncomfortable with, you're like, well, that's okay. That's always your response. Well, that's okay, or no big deal, or it didn't bother me. And on the inside, you're like, oh my fucking god, I cannot believe they just fucking.
God.
Except usually it's no big deal, and everyone's like, you're freaking out. I know you're freaking out.
You got
And
this
I'm like,
face, man. You give this face.
I'm like, I'm sorry that I'm just like trying to be nice, and I just don't have a response on the inside.
I'm empty.
I mean, my body's a temple. Sorry.
Is that enough for spoiler talk?
Yeah,
then?
I think on
so.
that note, we can go ahead and shoot this podcast, as Madison
gosh.
would say.
Where can they find you guys?
You can also listen to me and Logan on Crosscut Cinema, where we review movies. YouTube.com/Crosscut Cinema. You can find us. Are we YouTube.com/A Pilot Podcast?
We
yet?
have all of our domains.
Fuck yeah. And then we have Twitter.com/A Pilot Podcast.
You can also send suggestions to our email. Tommy, hello.
Yes.
Tommy.
Hi, Tommy.
We got your email. We're working on it.
Yes.
And
We've
just
been
so
in
you guys
contact.
know that's how direct we are. We read the emails. We're going to respond. If you guys have great ideas, we're so open to great ideas because we're washed up. We have no ideas. So please send them to us. Also, if you like listening to me talk, you can check out my personal YouTube channel, which has like certain podcasts that I do with friends, like kind of like random clips from other podcasts that I'm a part of, as well as bonus content for this podcast. All you have to do is check out youtube.com/Logan Tyler. And also start subbing up that channel because it's the only one that I have that's in the 2 digits, and I'm trying to get it to 3 digits, baby.
And also, I have music out. It's called Temple. It's an EP. It's on all streaming platforms. And go and subscribe to my YouTube channel, too, because it's real sad. It's only at like 20 subscribers.
Yeah, his like suck. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, it really does.
Kidding.
Please.
I'm just kidding.
Please help. Please help.
Yeah, stream his music, guys. Just do it up. All right, I think that's also next week, it's going. We might as well just announce what it's going to be, right?
Yeah.
It's going to be Freaks and Geeks with Linda Cardellini as well as like a bunch of other super huge stars, and the French animation show Code Lyoko.
God.
Like,
All right.
subscribe, leave a comment, guys.
Later, Gators. See ya.
A Pilot Podcast.